Hello, Rudy Tooty Fluties and Trumpet. How are you today? It's time for the last class because band always ends at the end of May. Tonight is Shavuos. So after that, it will be the month of June. And then school is almost out. Can you believe the school year? Oh my goodness. What a crazy end to the school year. But at the same time, I hope everyone is fine. I think everyone is fine. Haven't heard otherwise. So that makes me happy that we're all doing okay. And it looks like everybody's been following directions. And so we're good. So I want to do in the book, I want to do page 14. We're skipping, turn the page, and we're going to do page 14, not the whole page. But I do want to talk to you about something, flutes, and that would be there's a brand new note again up there, and that one is A flat. So what's the difference between the high A flat? Okay, so the first time that we see A flat is on page 11. And if we look on page 14, the low A flat is the same fingering as the high A flat. How does this work? All we have to do is blow a little softer to make low A flat. That's literally all we do. So when we review the fingering is thummy. 1, 2, 3, just like always, the 1, 2, 3. And then it says G sharp above it right there. If you look at the fingering, and that G sharp is actually this. It's the same hand that you have the 1, 2, 3. And then it's the pinky key. That's the G sharp key. That's what it's called. So it's going to use both pinky keys. It's going to use this one, and it's going to use the old pinky key, the one that we know and love, that one. Anyway, check it out. Here's low A flat. Here's high A flat. What did I do? I just blew harder. And I kind of made my lips a little smaller. A little tighter, makes it come out higher. A little looser, comes out lower. Whoops. It should come out lower. Okay. The other thing that's on this, and another thing, don't forget, A flat and A are completely different notes. So we have all kinds of A's right now. We have high A flat, we have low A flat, and then we have regular A. That was one of the first notes we ever learned. Regular A, it's just 1 and 2, and pinky and thummy. Okay, so don't forget. And now what I want to do is also talk to you about this symbol at the top of the page on page 14, where it says in the little box up there, it gives you the fingering for A flat, and then right next to it, I'm looking at my stand, it says staccato. Staccato, that's that little dot that's underneath the note there, that little dot, and that just means short. Whenever we see a staccato dot, it just means play the note short, like this. Here's a regular note. I'll play an A flat, just 'cause. When I play a regular note, I want them to sound connected. La, la, la. When I play staccato, I want it to sound like this. I want it to sound bouncy and short. That's a staccato note. Regular. Staccato. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. And now I thought that we could do, oh my gosh, look at some of these. There's some of this is getting a little bit on the hard side. First, let's just play number 1. All right, and do we have to go over the names of the notes? No. You know why? Because you're going to be advanced players next year. That's why. So I think that you should know the names of the notes by now. And if you don't, then guess what you should do? You should look them up. So let's just play it. I want to point out a few things. It's full of A flats. That's what. And it's marking all the flats. There's B flats and A flats and E flats. And then when you get to the very end, it points with that little arrow and it says, also played A flat. Because when there's a flat in the measure on that note, then it lasts for the whole measure. Did you understand what I just said? If there's a flat on a note, like let's say there's a flat on an A, then that means that all of the A's in that measure are going to also be flat. So they only have to mark it once. Ooh, so now you're going to have to think even more. Music is almost like math. I bet you guys are good at math. I hope. Okay. And it really is, because there's like all kinds of rules and, you know, it's really cool. And then we can have a system of reading that's very efficient, you know, like it's short and makes sense once you know what you're doing. Are you ready? Let's just try number 1 together. Okay. Starts on a C. I'll give you that. 1, 2, here we go. Oh, I hope you were able to do it. I played it not so slow either. By the way, they didn't even point this one out, but I should have before I played it. In measure number, I'm just going to tell you the measure number and you're going to find it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. In measure number 5, find measure number 5. It's the measure that has a B flat quarter note, then a C quarter note, and then what's that half note? If you said B flat, you're right. Because remember, the flat lasts for the measure. So they should have put a little arrow next to that too. What were they thinking? But anyway, good for you. And by the way, if you don't understand something, what should you do? Cry? No. Just contact me. You know me. I'll explain it until I'm blue in the face. I'll explain it 5 times to you so that you can understand it, okay? All right, let's move on. Number 2. Number 2, if we look, let's just review a few things. Number 2, look at the time signature at the beginning of the line, the time signature. What I mean is how many beats are in a measure. What does the time signature say at the beginning? First, we see a treble clef. Then we see the time signature that says 3, 4. What does it mean? It means there's 3 beats in a measure. That's what it means. The top number tells you how many beats are in the measure. And we can see that that's a fact because that very first note, that E flat, is a dotted half note and it gets B beats. Did you notice the tie? The ties? The ties are getting longer. I hope you have a lot of breath. Would you like to hear this? I will play it for you. I hope I have a lot of breath. I'm going to find out right now. 1, 2, 3. Then it repeats. Want to try it with me? 1, 2, 3. Oh my. I can guarantee I bet that was really hard. I wish I was really here to hear that one, because here's the hardest thing before you get all upset. The hardest thing is to not move your flute or your trumpet while you're blowing a tie. If I'm blowing those notes, I can't move, because if I have to look at my fingers, there's no way that I can keep moving, that I can keep blowing, I meant. So this is a step up, isn't it? This is more advanced. And yet I know you can do it, because you did everything else already, and now you can do this. I hope, if you work on it. And what else are you going to do this summer anyway? Go to Omaha? I mean, we can't go anywhere. I don't know if there's any camps at all that are open. I think the JCC might be open for something or other, but kids, we've all stayed so well. I hope we can continue to stay well. Now, I want to say goodbye, because this is our last class. I want to say Happy Shavuos. It starts tonight, and I hope you like cheesecake, because I know I do. If you don't like cheesecake, hope you like Blintzes. If you don't like Blintzes, just drink a glass of milk, unless you're allergic to dairy. I hope you have a lovely, lovely summer, and I'll look forward to hearing from you if you have questions or just want to send an email. Okay? So be well, and I hope I'll talk to you soon. Bye.